Hello dear students, our today's topic is speed. As you know, we express speed in kilometer per hour or meter per second, whereas distance is measured in centimeters, cm, meters, small m, or kilometers, small km, whereas time is measured in seconds, minutes, and hours. Okay, so these are the units of time. Now let's see what is speed. So speed of an object is defined as the distance covered by the object in a unit interval of time. It may be 1 second, 1 minute, or 1 hour. So the formula of calculation the formula for calculation of speed of an object is speed is equals to distance covered by time taken. Now let us solve an example to understand it. Ankit covers 500 meter in 25 seconds. Calculate his speed. So it is given here distance is equals to 500 meter and time taken by Ankit to cover 500 meter in 25 seconds. Let us find speed. So which is S is equals to D upon time. So what is D here? 500 upon 25, which is equals to 20 meter per second. Thus, the speed of Ankit is 20 meter per second. Now, what is average speed? So, an object usually doesn't move at a fixed speed all the time. During a journey, its speed may increase or decrease depending on traffic and other factors. Suppose you are going Panna to Nagpur. As it is so far and having traffics and toll nakas, somewhere due to tiredness, speed may be slow or fast and some other factors. So, in these circumstances or in such cases, we calculate the speed of the object for the entire journey in terms of average speed. Now, what is average speed? So, average speed of an object is defined as the total distance covered by the object divided by the total time taken to cover that distance. Let's take an example to calculate the average speed. So the example is here. A car covered first 48 kilometer in 2 hours. Okay. In next day it covers 60 kilometer in 3 hours. And at the third day means the final 180 kilometer it covers in 5 hours. So calculate its average speed for the entire journey. See, it is already given here the total distance covered by a car is 48 plus 60 plus 180 upon time 2 plus 3 plus 5. What it will be? It will be 288 kilometer. The addition of this is 10. 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 5, 10 hour. Okay. So, 288 by 10. So, our formula for average speed of a car is total distance by total time. It is already given 288 upon 10, means 288 kilometer upon 10 hour. That means it is equals to 28.8 kilometer per hour. Thus, the average speed for the entire journey of a car is 28.8 kilometer per hour. Here's an image of an example which we solved right now. There are few terms here you should know about. First one is instantaneous speed. The speed of an object at an instant, any instant of time, is called its instantaneous speed. See here, a car starts from 0 meter per second and it reaches here 7 meter per second and then 12 meter per second. So A to B, B to C is the instantaneous speed. So speed of an object or a car at a particular instant. Now what is speedometer? So a speedometer is a device which is used in vehicles such as cars, trucks, etc., which measures the speed in kilometer per hour. See, you might have seen this speedometer in your vehicles. Odometer. Odometer is a device which measures the distance travelled by a vehicle in meters or kilometers. See, when you are purchasing new vehicle, so when you are going for a servicing for the first servicing, so the day when you purchase your vehicle till now, when the day you are going for its servicing, how much distance it covers in kilometer or hour, you are watching that, and then after you are going for servicing, so that is called as the odometer. Okay, and it shows on the dashboard of the vehicles. Now come towards the next point, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So what is an uniform motion? So uniform motion, an object is said to be in uniform motion if it covers equal distances in straight line in equal intervals of time. For example, a car moving at a fixed speed on a straight road covers equal distances in equal intervals of time and is said to be in uniform motion. See, in this case, you can see the car covers a total distance of 16 meter. Okay, with equal interval of 2 seconds. See, it starts from A. Car starts moving from A to B. It takes 2 seconds to complete 4 meter. Then from A to B, it completes 8 meter again in 2 seconds. Then from B to C, it covers 12 meter again in 2 seconds. Then from C to D, it covers 16 meter, again the time interval is 2 seconds, means the uniform interval of time. So is said to be in uniform motion. Now what is non-uniform motion? So an object is said to be in non-uniform motion if it covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. For example, a ball dropped from the top of a tall building covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time and is said to be in non-uniform motion. You can see here a body is said to have non-uniform motion, means here a car, if it travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time. See one more example. Car starts from here 0 to A in 2 seconds and it covers 2 meter. Then from A to B, it covers 8 meter in 2 seconds. Then again from here, it covers, from B to C, it covers 10 meter in 2 seconds. Then from C to D, it covers 16 meter in 2 seconds. So in the next 2 seconds it reaches C, covering a distance of 10 meters from origin, and in next 2 seconds it reaches covering distance of 16 meters from origin. Now let's have a last topic of this chapter, distance time graph. So how to draw distance time graph? We use a graph paper to draw distance time graph. See, this type of graph paper you may have seen. Here the side of the bigger square on the graph paper, this bigger square, okay, is 1 centimeter, and that of the smaller square is 1. See, the smaller one is 1 mm. Now in next step, what we required to draw the distance time graph for a moving object, we need a graph paper and the readings of the distances travelled by the object and the corresponding time values which have been obtained experimentally. Here it is given. Okay. Now what's the next step? We should draw a horizontal line, a horizontal line on the graph paper to represent x-axis. See, it is x-axis here. Then label the x-axis by writing time. The unit of time should be written in brackets such as s, small s, or minute, or time, or r, okay, s, min, or h. An arrow should be put in front of the labeling of time. Then the next step, draw a vertical line on the left side of the graph paper to represent y-axis. Label the y-axis by writing the word distance here. Okay. Then distance may be in m or cm, centimeter, m, meter, or distance in kilometer, km. An arrow should be put in front of the labeling of the distance and its unit. Now the next step is the point of intersection of x-axis and y-axis. Okay, the point of intersection here, the x-axis and y-axis is called origin and marked as O. We should choose suitable scales so as to represent the large values of time and distance conveniently on the small graph paper. The scales should be used depend on the range of the time and distance values and hence vary from question to questions. As per questions, you will have to decide the scales. Okay. See an example given here. Seconds 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and distance given 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Now join the mark points. See, these are the mark points with a pencil. Thus line graph obtained is the required distance time graph. Now what is the importance of distance time graph? We deal with the distance time graph while studying the motion of bodies. If we record distance and time for the motion of a body and plot the same data on a rectangular graph, we will obtain the distance time graph corresponding to the motion of that body, and by using the graph we can find speed of the bodies.